Hey, good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday night. I hope you guys are hanging in there. It was a tough day in my house today, and I wanted to come live and talk about it because I know all the pictures that we post and the things that we talk about throughout the day. It looks like we're having a blast. And the truth is, we are having a lot of fun. But just because there's a lot of fun being had doesn't mean this isn't hard. It doesn't mean that there aren't struggles. It doesn't mean that there isn't frustration from all of this, just the same that everybody else is feeling. And I wanted to come live tonight and really talk about that and talk about some of the other things, the real things that are happening and going on, and how I'm feeling, how my kids are feeling, and really hear from you guys. How are you feeling? How are you hanging in? And talk about a little bit about how I'm trying to work through when it gets tough, when my kids are having a tough time, when I'm having a tough time, when things aren't going, as we wish they would go, because that's the reality of this. And, unfortunately, we are in this for the long haul. This is, we know we're going to be doing this for quite a while. School, they have not officially announced that school is out for the year, but that has been preliminarily announced, and we're just waiting for the governor to sign the order here. I know other states it has already been called, but my kids know they're home for the rest of the year. My daughter's doctors have said that she's home for or all three of them are home for the rest of the year. So that's something that's really been sort of hard for my kids, especially my eldest, to wrap their heads around. Because they miss school, they miss their friends, they miss the routine, and as much fun as we are having, and let me tell you, we are having fun. So those pictures of us having fun, those are real. Those are not made up kinds of things. But it's really hard, and it's really hard for all of us. And tonight we were getting ready to do some family time, and one of my kids just was having a really rough time. Nothing in particular had happened, but it was just sort of, all of them have been holding it in and holding it in and holding it in. And I actually bought them journals, and I bought myself a journal as well. They all arrived from Amazon because everything is slow on Amazon now. But they finally arrived from Amazon, and I gave them to my kids today and said, go take them and go write. And I don't know if that helped them. I think in the long run it's going to help them, but I also think it started allowing them, I think it was a good thing, to get their thoughts out on paper and to really start processing it and really start paying attention to it. And I saw mood shift a little bit, and I think we're going to go through a whole lot of moods. I mean, I have two, moody preteen girls anyway. Emma's almost a teen. She'll be a teen in a couple of weeks. But, and this is hard, and it's really hard for all of us. And I had to sit down with my child who was having a really, really rough time tonight. And we sat and we talked about it, and we talked about all of the blessings that are coming from this. And and I was really real. And I told this child, that this is also hard for me, even though they see me put on a happy face and they see me doing all the fun stuff. And I said, because we have two choices. We have a choice, and I talked about this last night. We have a choice that we can wallow in, what's going on and, and be miserable and grumbly and groany and cry and throw a fit and everything else. Or we can take a deep breath and acknowledge that those feelings are there and then move on and choose not to act that way and choose to find the good in things. But the truth is, all these feelings are real. They are, and this is, as this goes on, as this continues to go on, it's tough. And we have to find, each one of us has to find an outlet, a way to let it out, a way to express ourselves, a way to not just bury it. Because if we bury our heads in the sand and say, okay, I'm going to make this all fun and games, which I'm working really hard to make it fun around here. But if we pretend that things aren't good and pretend that things aren't bad and that everything is sunshine and roses, eventually it's going to blow up on us, and it's going to be really hard, and we're going to fall back into old vices. We're going to end up eating food that we shouldn't eat, or spending money that we shouldn't spend, or doing things that we shouldn't be doing. And it's not going to be good. And so it's really important for us, especially as if you are a parent, it's really important to find your outlet. Find your self-care. And I'm hearing from so many parents, I don't have time for self-care. I don't have time to take care of myself. I don't have time to shower. I don't have time to breathe because I'm working from home and I'm parenting and I'm homeschooling and I'm. And I get it. I'm in the same boat. It's hard. It's really hard. And certain things are taking a back burner. We have to prioritize what is important, what needs to get done, what doesn't need to get done, where, what can push to the side. And here's how I've prioritized. My kids come first. There's no question. My kids come first. And making sure that I have plans for them each day and things for them to do that's going to keep them excited and hopefully keep the depression at bay, that comes first, because my number one goal is having healthy and happy kids. And so I can't make them happy, but I can do my best to give them opportunities to choose their own happiness. And that's the one thing that is really important to remember, is that we cannot make somebody else happy and somebody else cannot make us happy. We have the choice. We can choose to be happy no matter what else is going on around us. But we can help enhance other people's happiness. We can give people opportunities to do things that's going to help them choose to be happy. And that's a big thing when I work with my kids, when I'm dealing with my kids. My kiddo who was having a really rough time tonight, I can see all the good. But this child just really wanted to be miserable for a little while. They just needed that. That was all on them, though. There was happiness stuff going on in the house. My other two kids were watching the show that they all three wanted to watch, and this child chose for a little while not to be happy. And that's okay. I'm telling you right now, to choose at times to not be happy is okay. Absolutely okay. We all do it. We all make that choice sometimes not to be happy. But we don't want to wallow in not being happy. I don't want to look back at the end of this, whether this ends in May or June or July or August or September or whenever this craziness ends. I don't want to look back and say, I spent all that time being miserable. I want to look back and say, I spent the majority of that time choosing to be happy. So that is really, really, really important and a really key thing for ourselves. But self-care is so important. So for me, like I said, number one priority in my world is making sure my kids are healthy and happy and taken care of, and that, that they're doing the things that they need to do. And that's number one. And number two is, making sure that my clients are being taken care of, and that I'm helping them through everything, because this is a tough time. I've been having a lot of conversations, a lot of clients who hadn't been taking advantage of the coaching so much, who are now all coming back out of the woodwork saying, okay, I wasn't taking advantage of your coaching and everything that you have to offer, but I'm in now. People are coming to my daily walking groups. If you want a sense of community, come in every day, 2:00 to Zoom walking groups. Be part of it. Join in. I have so many people who are reaching out now. And that's a really big priority to me, to be able to be there and help them. To be, my kids, my husband, my clients, those are all right up there. 1 and 2, and of importance. But before any of that, the only way I can do those things, the only way that I can be of any benefit to anybody else, is if I take care of me. If I take care of me first. That's not selfish. To give yourself self-care is not selfish. I hear from so many people, I don't have time for it. I've got to take care of this person. I've got to take care of that person. And if I do that, and they feel like it's selfish. It is not selfish. I am telling you now, it is not selfish. And if you are not taking care of you, then you are no use to all the other people that you want to help take care of. You come first. You are number one priority, and set yourself some time. Now, self-care doesn't have to be all day long. It doesn't have to be huge amounts of time. It doesn't have to take, but it does need to be, it could just be setting aside time to make sure you get in the shower. You know how many mothers I've spoken to who say, if I get into the shower today, I'm lucky. If I get a shower a week, I'm lucky. Make sure you're taking a shower. Make sure you're washing your face before you go to bed. Make sure you're brushing your teeth. Make sure, if you need to go lock yourself in the bathroom so that you can play a game of Candy Crush on your phone to have 5 minutes of your time, do it. I'm giving you permission to do it. Do those things. Take care of yourself. So I actually started the walking group, I'm going to tell you, a little bit selfishly. Actually, a lot selfishly. And everybody that comes in, I tell everybody that comes in, I thank them for coming in and joining me, because I know that I need that afternoon walk. That is my self-care. When my kids are in school, I walk them to school in the mornings, and I walk to school to pick them up. Well, we've kept the family walk in the morning, so I'm getting my morning walk in. But if I didn't start that walking group, I wouldn't be taking an afternoon walk. I'd be sitting on my butt at the house, working or doing something with my kids, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't get that in, and I need that. I need that time for me. And because I set up these walking groups, I know people are counting on me to be there. So yes, I'm helping other people, but I'm doing it because I need the walk. I need that peace. And so it gets me out the door, and my kids don't argue with me. They know I'm going to go do a Zoom walking group, and so I'll say, bye. It's in the schedule that I go do that, and I leave them with what they're working on. That's for me. That's for my time, for my own clarity, for my own sanity. And nobody asks me, when are you going to be home? They know I'll be home when I get home. I'm usually gone for about 45 minutes. But it's great. And usually I leave a few minutes before everybody else is going to get on the Zoom. So I have 5 minutes or so before anybody else is on. And it's just my own time, just to clear my head, just to think for a few minutes. And then everybody comes on and joins me. And then it's so fun because there's no agenda in this. We're just yapping. We're just talking. And it's so fun. And it's really important. Find something that you love. Take this time to create a new hobby. Take this time to do something that you don't normally do for yourself, because we all need it. I'll tell you, when I come home from my walk, I'm always much more refreshed, and I am already ready then to jump back in and start being with my kids again, or getting back on client calls, or doing whatever needs to be done the rest of the afternoon, because I've taken that time for myself. I've taken those few minutes, and that is really, really important. Like I started this with, this is tough. It's really tough for all of us. And if you're not feeling the tough yet, brace yourself, because it's going to get there. We're all going to have this. We're in this for the long haul. And, week 3 of being cooped up in our houses, I think it's getting to everybody at this point. And we're all starting, I don't know anybody who doesn't know someone who has been affected by the virus. I don't know anyone who doesn't know people who are sick or have, God forbid, passed away, it's all connected. And as that continues to move through, we're going to have a lot of emotions, a lot of crazy emotions. Allow yourself to feel them. I think that honestly, that's part of why my kids are having a hard time with it. We see it all day long on social media, all the stuff that's going on, and my kids are not on social media. So they only hear what they hear us say, and we somewhat shelter them. So, they don't get why they're not going back to school, because they only hear pieces of it. They don't really realize how bad it is out there. So for some things it's good, to have them sheltered, but it also is really hard because they don't understand. They're having all these feelings and they just want to go back to school. I don't know about your kids, but my kids just want to go back to school. They want life as normal. When my daughters today, I told you the other day, we made our cupcake brownies, and they each had one, and we bagged the rest of them up to take them to friends, and a couple of my kids took some of them over, and we still have some sitting here, and my daughter asked if she could take one to a specific friend who lives a little bit further away, and I said absolutely, and she just, she's like, but it's further. I said, we'll walk. It's not a big deal. I said, you and I will go for a walk tomorrow during the day, and we'll walk it over there. And, she just wants to see her friend. She just wants to be able to knock on the window and, and wave through and say hello through the window, because it's hard. It's hard for all of us. And we have to remember that through all of this, we need to be physically distanced from people, but we do not need to be socially distanced from people. Social distancing is the official word, but the truth is it's really physical distancing that we need. We need to stay social. We need to stay connected. We need to take care of ourselves. Self-care right now, if I were to rank all of our micro habits as to what is so important, food and hydration is as important, and healthy emotion is important, and healthy sleep is important. But I will tell you, healthy mindset is what's going to get us through this. And healthy community is what's going to get us through this. The rest of the pieces will all fall into place. And when you have those things, when you have the healthy mindset, when you have the healthy community, when you have the togetherness, your food will fall into place, your hydration will fall into place. All of those other things are easy fixes. So remember, take care of yourself. Allow yourself to feel the feelings. Allow yourself to, if you're struggling, allow yourself to feel the struggle, but then take a deep breath and choose the happiness. That choice is in our control. We choose how we respond to things. We choose if we want to be happy, or we choose if we want to be miserable. And frankly, I'm choosing, as I said last night, I choose fun. I choose happy. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to feel the other things sometimes, but overall, when I look back on this, I want to say, for the most part, I chose to be happy. Have a great night. I am going to sign off because I got to be up and early. My networking meeting is tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. So I got to be up and dressed and early and ready to network, because even though we're not physically together, we can all do it via Zoom, which is so fun. So I'm heading to bed, but I will see you guys tomorrow night. And if you need anything, if you need an ear, if you need someone to talk to, please feel free to reach out anytime. And if you want to take a walk with us tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time, we will be doing our Zoom walking group, same time, same Zoom channel every day. Definitely this week. Next week, things may mix up a little bit because of Passover, but I intend to keep this going as long as people are coming in with me. So have a great day, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye.